If I feel like I need a person, place, thing, job, dog, whatever it has to be, in order to fulfill me or bring something to me, I have made a statement that I am not whole and that I am lacking, and that something outside of me has the power to complete me. Can you see that's what idolatry is? The problem with idolatry? It just says, we are making a statement to the quantum field that says, I don't know why I think it's down there. I don't know why. It's like, that's right. Everywhere the quantum field is, it's basically making a declarative statement, I am lacking, I'm not whole. And it goes, okay, if we want to act on that, alrighty, we'll figure this out so that you can be made not whole and lacking, huh?
Yeah, it has no judgment.
Has no judgment about it. If you, whatever declaration you make to it, pow! There you have it. 1,044 times a second, you have a chance for this to occur. And somewhere in there, you get to change it. It says the real world that the Course talks about is when you're in the world of form and you don't need anything from it. Because you're moving more and more and more toward that direct experience of, I'm already whole. You know, so I can be in it. And this can be my choice. It also talks about the real world being when we're still in the world of form, we're not gone entirely yet, I've changed the purpose for being here. The whole point about choice is there are always only two. You know? There are two guides, there are two ways of being, there are two ways of instructing the quantum field. It's always only about two, which makes it a whole lot easier than if there are a myriad choices that we have. It says we can be here about getting, you know, which is presuming that sense of lack. I've got to get something, or I'm here because out of my fullness and out of the delight in sharing with my fellow human beings, that's what I get to do. Wow, that is a very different instruction to the quantum field. Does that make sense? What comes up for you?
Very much. Well, the idol image I think is very helpful, and that was, I think this model is so great because the root part really clarified something for me that actually happened around the time that we were filming that DVD, which was at the relationship I was in, there was some infidelity on his part in the relationship. And for my entire life, I had been terrified that that would ever happen. And there was nothing had ever happened like that before in even the smallest way in all former relationships. And then it happened, and it was terribly difficult, naturally. But what I realized is it was connected to kind of the devaluing and infidelity I was doing to myself just as a gay man.
Yeah.
And I think there's inherently some of that, particularly about sexuality, that a lot of gay people go through, which is very much like infidelity. When you aren't being honest with yourself, you're deceiving yourself or deceiving other people.
Exactly.
And there's a lot there, and I realized that was the root that I had been doing.
Of your terror about this happening.
Exactly, literally, yeah, literally.
Exactly.
And it was just amazing that once I was able to discover that and so clearly see, here's this root of terror of being so concerned about in reality, which was that I had been doing this my whole life and not honoring myself, not respecting myself sexually, and then whoop, there's the horribly ugly tree that grew right from that.
Yes.
And
it's like surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so much easier to get to a point of forgiveness when I could see my role in it, and the relationship really kind of transformed from that point. So that was.
And that, of course, is our whole point in getting to the role we play in it, because the role we play in it is, I'm the one instructing the quantum field out of these things that I believe. A lot of things I don't even know I believe. But relationships and situations will keep drawing our attention to them so that we can make another choice.